Hello, you are listening to the OmniTalk Fast Five, brought to you in partnership with the A&M Consumer and Retail Group, Firework, SPS Commerce, and Sezzle.
According to Yahoo Life, first time Yahoo Life's been said on this program, Telfar, the New York-based brand whose popular handbag, the Bushwick Birkin, has announced a live pricing model for their latest collection, which will debut on March 27th. Or debuted on March 27th. Here's how it worked. And special thanks to OmniTalk superfan Fredo for bringing this to our attention. According to the Telfar site, the collection drops at the wholesale price more than 50% off retail and then goes up every second until it reaches full price. Whatever price it sells out at, that becomes the price for future drops. Of course, some shoppers are arguing that the new pricing model may cause a, quote, panic or, quote, fear of missing out among potential buyers, while others are, according to Yahoo, praising Telfar for their, quote, bravery in thinking, quote, outside of the box and breaking pricing norms and even easing pricing barriers. Billy, this is kind of your wheelhouse. On which side of this argument do you fall?
First of all, love it.
Good.
I'm a big fan of this because for the very reason that it is getting the strong reaction that story talked about, right?
Yeah.
That I think first and foremost shows that it's resonating with the target audience.
Right.
I think the idea of generating FOMO and all of that, I also like, and it very much harken back to the Target limited time offers and partnerships with Missoni and Lilly Pulitzer and what happened there. And now granted, there was, a lot of, I would say, disgruntled people on the resale market where some of the, people were going into the Target stores, buying a ton of stuff, putting it out on eBay for multiples of the sticker price. But the reality is that's the free market economy, right? If people are going to pay for it, why wouldn't you put it for that price? I think this is going to have a very similar effect where people who will want, if the bag that they put out is desirable, and again, whatever their structure is from a wholesale to a retail and the units involved, et cetera, however they run that, I'm very keen to understand what those details are. But the fact is, if it's generating that kind of hype and generating that kind of buzz and people really want it, I mean, that's going to only strengthen the brand and only going to make it more desirable, only going to make it more popular. So I really like this.
Interesting.
I read it and was skeptical at first, but then I thought about it. I was like, no, actually, I think this has, I don't know that this is a scalable model. I think this is something to generate buzz and hype on small things, but I like it for what it is.
Interesting. I've vacillated like 15 times, and I think I just did again while you were talking about that. But Anne, what do you think? Are you with Billy on this?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have at least, you have two people on this podcast, and I imagine several listening who didn't know about this brand until right now.
Yeah.
And now are keen to follow like something that has hype, has demand. Like this isn't the first time you've seen something like this happen. It's happening on the third-party auction sites and marketplace sites where it's starting at one price and keeps going up. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with this. I think people that are worried about panic and FOMO, like you guys need to find something new to worry about.
See, I don't know. See, I kind of think it's, as I step back, and I have literally vacillated on this like 16 times, but where I'm at right now, I think it's kind of gimmicky because like I thought about it, like how does the economics of this work out? If it works out the way you said, the resellers are going to be the ones that are jumping on that product because it's luxury and they're going to try to resell it. And so there's going to be you can't make money on that in the long run if you're Telfar selling all your stuff at that low of a price and creating that type of demand in the marketplace. Like I thought about like, what if Nike did this with their drops? That would never work in the long run. So that's where my head is on it. But Lakshman, settle the debate here. What's going on?
They are reversing the ladder here, right? They're reversing the markdown ladder. They don't want to sit on excess inventory. They want to kind of create the buzz, move the product out of the shelves, right? They want to do it. But to your point, it's a margin question, right? I mean, are you growing your top line and bottom line at the same time? And if you're not doing it at the right pace, right? I mean, they are in for a world of, pain, couple of years down the line. So for me, it's a margin thing. And to your point, Chris, I think if they kind of fuel this fire for the secondary market, they are losing their primary position in the market, right? That's not what you should be fueling for.
Right. That's what I wonder. I wonder if there's a deleterious effect that happens in that way in the long run. But Anne, you know this space far more than I do.
Think about this differently.
Far more than I do.
I think it's more.
Now we're debating, Anne.
It's more of a marketing move. You've got you're getting people attracted, interested in the brand with this pricing model, with the creating the FOMO around the brand. And then what they're doing is using this to set the future price. And there's going to be, I mean, they're not going to go below value. I think it actually stands to maybe increase what the future price is because you know what the market is willing to pay for this product.
Guess you're just saying we're going to set the floor at our wholesale price, and that's where we're going to be in the market. So they're resetting their price valuation. Right. Billy, last word.
I think that there's a couple of things in here that I think are really important to keep in mind. And Chris, like you said, it's a gimmick, and it is. Yeah. But as long as it's contained, right? This is not all of a sudden their entire business model. This is right because they'll still have their core assortment that is going to be sold at a certain price. That is the foundation that the entire company is built on, right? The rest of the business is built on. As long as they contain it and use it to their benefit and be disciplined about that, then I think this will pay very big dividends for them, from a marketing and attention perspective.
Yeah. And if it works, retailers are creatures of habit. We'll see other people start doing it really, really quickly.